You were upon the Great Road,
Yes.
and these beasts came that far.
Yes, it wasn't even that far outside of the city, to be honest. Like a day's travel, I think, right?
Mother of God.
Yeah.
My God.
Hold on, I have to find scary bell doggos in my notes.
He says, not scary bell doggos. Those are different creatures.
Different ones.
Different
Oh,
creature.
those are
These are
different?
These are the cup killers.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's
Ah,
what these are.
okay.
Yeah.
Day
So
one.
wait, these were the zombie doggos.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah.
Skeledoggos, I believe.
Just the,
They were
just-
dead
Sure.
Belgoy.
Belgoy are not dogs. Like in any
They're
way.
not. No.
Like I
They're-
pull out the
What?
Belgoy head. I'm like, look at it.
Look at it.
It's not a dog. It's
Doggo.
different.
They have long like faces, but they're not dogs. Like
Doggo.
Okay, that's where I got confused then. I'll
We all
just
die.
stop guessing.
so. Anyway, he says, he says, their influence seems to have increased, but not the living, only the corpses. A defiler must be working within their ranks, fueling their terror.
So is the concept of what a defiler is common enough that I know what that means?
Yes, everyone would know what a defiler is.
I don't know what a defiler is.
It's a
Somebody who
wizard.
uses magic.
Okay.
It's one of them wizard folks.
It's a
Because-
wizard.
Wizards in Dark Sun have to steal life force in order to be able to do magic.
Yes.
Okay.
So it's an inherently fucking evil thing to do.
Yeah. Basically, the reason this is a blasted out wasteland is because of defilers.
Oh, okay. We're good.
Like,
Wow.
On the same page.
like the apocalypse was like yeah, in Fallout, it's like the apocalypse was caused by nuclear bombs and stuff.
well, I do now. So
And
yes.
stuff.
Well, in Fallout, everything was caused by nuclear warfare. That's why it's a wasteland. And here, it was caused by magical warfare, and that's why it's a wasteland.
Mhm.
So anyway, he says,
So
there
Good
must-
times.
there- is it mostly focused around the Tyrion Road then? Like, is that where we should start looking for this defiler?
He says. He says. It is not fully known, but the reports we've gotten say that about 3 days' journey along the road, and if you head west off the road, whilst you are in the midst of the alluvian sand wastes, travel west until the sands dissipate and the ground hardens. There will you find the dragon's horns. It's a small outcropping from the ringing mountains. It is believed that the gnolls, as they are called, because I'm too lazy to call them dog people constantly, and they don't really have a cool Dark Sun name.
That's why you invent one.
Listen, I got a 60-hour-a-week job. I don't need
Good
this.
for you.
And he says, it is where their tribe has historically held sway.
Right? Well, what kind of pay would we be looking at for doing such a task? Defilers are very dangerous.
He nods. And he says, bring me the spell book. He says, no, he says, bring me the spell knots. And you will be paid 500 ceramic pieces. Bring me the spell knots. and the head of their leader. And you will be paid an additional 600 ceramic pieces.
When you say the head of their leader, do you mean the Defiler or the head of the living leader of these gnolls? Or potentially an undead leader that's... I just want to be clear.
He says,
We have Milo. We're bringing back all the heads.
Yeah. You want a head? I got a head.
listen, man, I don't...
I know a
Get
thing
your
or
head.
two about heads.
I deal exclusively in heads.
Yeah, I get
And
your
bricks.
head. Yeah, heads and bricks. That's my shop name.
Heads and bricks.
Brickhead.
Right. 1 second. I have to look up this dude's name. It exists. I just must find it.
So then it's
Yes.
probably not the Defiler, otherwise they would have given me his name.
He says, he says, we believe the gnolls have tapped into some sort of shamanic magic. They've always possessed something of a sort to do this, but never in such quantities as we're seeing. He says, the leader we seek is a gnoll by the name of Turag Brokenfang.
Dope name.
That is pretty cool.
Well, it's because I didn't make it up. That's how you know.
Aw.
I don't believe that.
And,
Self-deprecation.
And he says, if he's not in charge, then report back to us, and you will be paid only the 500 ceramics, but he says further employment will be worked out amongst yourselves and his lordship.
Alright.
What does this Turag Broken Fang look like?
Somewhere
I imagine
Cress
he
is
has a
like,
fang.
he has a broken fang.
Yeah.
I mean, look, I can get you a null head, I can chip its tooth, boom,
He actually-
done.
He actually... It's a misnomer. He actually has perfect dental care. Like, his teeth
Yeah,
are
it's like,
fine.
No.
it's like when you call big guy tiny.
More like
right?
the
Yeah,
Miss
exactly.
Knoller.
Same concept.
Listen, I knew you were gonna say it, and I was trying to stop
know.
it.
I
Yep.
know.
You couldn't win.
That's what you get. You don't even get an excited one. All right.
Appropriate.
This is it.
I mean, no one's ever excited when I make a joke.
That's what you get.
Mhm.
Not even an enthusiastic boo. You
You
don't deserve it. So
Julian, I deserve it.
he says, I do not know his appearance, but it is said that the leader of the gnolls bears a row of iron teeth. Bring me back the teeth.
So you want spell knots, a head, and some teeth.
Says, that is correct.
Okay.
I assume it's okay if we leave the teeth in the head.
That would be preferable.
Perfect. Okay. Sounds good. We will look into it.
He nods. And he says, his lordship looks forward to hearing of your success. When will you head out?
Immediately.
When was the caravan mission? Like, I don't think I ever actually found out what the time frame on that was. Did
Yeah, you did not.
Immediately.
I? We'll head out tomorrow.
Fuck you, Anika.
We just run out of the city.
So can you delay the caravan for a few days, a
Yeah.
week?
just for
Probably.
us.
Just for us. We get along so well.
Kind of a big deal.
Yeah, so just a summary. So he says, you walk 3 days along the Alluvian Road, and then it's going to be 3 more days to the Dragon's Horn.
Yeah. The ground gets...
Until the ground hardens, and that's where the dragon's horns are.
Yes.
Okay.
And there'll be a fuck ton of gnolls there. That's how you'll know.
Yeah.
We're
Once you
like,
get to the army
shit,
of
the ground's
gnolls.
hard. We look up
you're
and there's
there.
gnolls like completely around us.
Well,
Ah,
this is it.
Oh, hey.
This is it. The guys.
Hey, guy!
there. found it.
There's like some instruction that says like if you're surrounded by gnolls, you've gone too far. Like,
Yeah.
Exactly.
Keep walking
Until
until
we
you get
find a
surrounded
hilly
by
knoll.
gnolls,
Map
and
the
then you're
whole
there.
way, and then you
Yeah.
look up, and it's just fucking
Yeah.
gnoll army.
Yeah. Exactly.
These gnolls, as you call them, they're a threat to Alterac, you fear.
He says, "We do not know for certain. We do know they are a threat to trade. Trade is the lifeblood of Alterac.
Yeah, Nico will be fine.
This is important. We are for the people. Do this
Technically, this helps Anika too.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I was suggesting.
Sorry.
stuff. For the people!
By the people, for the people, of the people.
The Sundered Blade!
So just
Should have t-shirts made.
just a heads up. So just a reminder: on the 9th of Breeze is whenever y'all's resting period is concluded, and you guys have fully finished your training, right?
We'll leave immediately on the 9th of Breeze.
Okay.
That is when we depart.
There's a sort of nod, and he says, very good. I wish you luck and safe passage under the sun. May the elements bless you.
You as well.
Hey, goodbye.
And he, like, while you guys, he doesn't wait for you guys as farewells.
Yeah.
He just
He
turns.
just pieces out.
His green cape flutters behind him, and he strides off. And the bar is still quiet, looking at you guys.
We're kind of a big fucking deal now.
I'm beginning to think that we're moving up in the world at this point.
Is that a good thing for us, though?
Maybe.
Yeah.
Tessa kind of just sits on the table and he's like,
The
Good
defenders
news
of
is
the
you'll
city.
be able to afford that shield a lot sooner, right? I don't actually know about that, so never mind.
Yeah, you know about that.
Yes, if we bring back the head, that's 600. That's what the
Crest
shield
kind of
is.
approaches your table as you guys are casually having this conversation while there's an eerie silence as everyone looks
Yeah,
at
we don't even notice. Like,
Tony,
we're just-
stop!
And Crest says, he looks at your current drinks and he says, the drinks are paid for. Go take a walk or something.
Oh.
Okay.
Yes. Sorry.
Okay. Go take a walk, I guess, around the city.
I don't think we literally
Slowly.
have to. I don't think we literally have to walk. Like we could probably just do what we want. Like I don't
That's
think that's it.
That's true.
Aldir takes it very literally. Just
Yeah.
okay.
Let's go for a walk.
then.
So what do you guys
Uh,
do when this happens?
So yeah, we go for a walk.
Yeah. A lovely stroll.
Finish a
The
drink.
City of
Finish
Ultra.
all the drinks.
The scenic route, preferably.
Tastic looks at Crest and he's like, can I have him for the road?
No.
Okay. And he gets up and he walks off.
Sick.
As you guys leave, eyes kind of follow you. And there's a sort of dead silence until you guys leave, and then you guys can hear whispers starting to return inside the bar and conversation resume.
Working for Thanik felt better.
They were all happy with Panic.
Yeah.
Now
They
they're
Less
all
responsibility
suspicious,
too.
gave us that weed in a pipe. It was great.
Yeah, no more of that. Never again.
Right. I know, obviously, but yes, of course. Still, it was a good night.
Meanwhile, like, you see, like, Quixote's, like, lying on his back with a pipe weed.
That's where he's been this whole
next
time.
to the cactus. just
Yeah, like the
lying.
cactus is like resting on his chest.
It's got, like, a smaller, like, pipe coming out of it.
He's like passing it back and forth.
Yep.
Well, man, what do we do when we can't go at that one bar?
Yeah, I
Guys
know.
wanna-
As if we were just gonna hang out there till nightfall. What the fuck do you do now?
If they hang out somewhere else, it doesn't feel right.
I like it. You guys just sit outside.
We're just standing outside. Yeah,
Yeah, we're just
Where do we go?
The fuck do we do?
I have
like
no
Jay and
home.
Silent Bob when they're banished from the mart, and they're
Yeah.
just like, "Oh,
Where do we go?
I
Exactly.
don't know what to do. I don't know what to do with my day."
I found a nicer bar, slightly nicer bar. Earlier. If you guys want to check that place out,
I think we should go shopping for provisions.
that's fair. I mean, we're not leaving for another
8 days.
days.
What's the?
We should find somewhere to sleep.
Yeah, that
Step
would be
one.
ideal. Are we just not allowed back in there anymore? I don't know.
Our bar be allowed back. They know us. They love us.
We'll throw the rest of them out if we have to.
Fight everyone.
I will,
right.
I will burn
Our
the
bar.
city to the ground. Everything except our bar will be.
If we can't have it, no one will.
Yeah. If we get banished, that's it. We are sliming this place.
Exactly. I slimed the city.
Yeah,
That's what
infinite
happens.
slime. Ah!
They don't know who they mess with.
Yeah. I can't wait till I get a new group of adventurers to hunt you.
Yeah,
These,
I'll be like,
these terrorists with a dirty bomb.
All right, so here's a question. We've been in this city a while. We do the training thing. We walk around. We've been to the arena square and other places. Do we know, because I'm looking at things like the Crown and Thorn. I don't know what that means. I don't know what that place might have in it.
Yeah, I mean, you know what things are.
Okay, what are the things? I don't know. What's the Crown and Thorn?
we've only stayed at the one bar. And
Yeah, we
never
just
had
went to the
questions
one
about
bar.
it.
Like I want to go
I know,
explore and
I-
just be like, hello, what do you do here?
I knew I just had to kick you guys out of your own bar. That's
We're out of our comfort zone now. God
It's
damn
all
it.
like, go meet NPCs.
so
No.
the Crown and Thorn the Crown and Thorn is a tavern. If you want to go visit there.
Sounds pricey.
Are those,
I don't know, man. It sounds like they probably have actual beds instead of dried husks for us to.
Do they have
Sounds
reasons?
expensive.
I'm seeing a
Check
lot
our
of places.
monetary provisions.
Seeing a lot of places that look like bars in Arena Square. What's the Blooded Arms?
That is also a bar, but it's kind of more of like a it's sort of more of like it's like a sports bar basically. It's a dark side.
A sports
lot
bar
of,
for
lot
the
of
arena.
dudes,
A blood
dudes
sports
hanging
bar.
out there.
Yeah, it's a blood sports bar. It's a sports bar for the arena.
Everyone wears their caps inside.
Exactly.
Monsters.
Beautiful.
How about we
Okay.
slime that place too?
Listen, you don't have that much slime. You know?
That's why I kill someone with slime and I get more.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's your plan.
And fall unconscious in the
He's
process.
got infinite slime. It just. It doesn't.
It's
You
just
have
a
to
matter of
bleed it.
farming it. That's the.
Yeah,
the
that's
issue.
right.
Exactly.
It's absolutely
It's
correct.
infinite revenue if you're willing to commit murder on a regular basis
And potentially die in the
and
process.
potentially die in the process.
I mean, that's the name of the game.
That's what we're doing. That's what we're doing.
That is literally what we're doing. It's
That's
true. actually.
literally the name of the game. Yeah.
No.
So you guys just
Alright.
wander around till evening till you think you might be allowed back in the bar? Is that y'all's plan?
Until
Well,
whatever group of people was in there clears out.
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind checking some other place out. I just don't know.
Where? Yeah.
Yeah, there's a bunch of
Well, I
warehouses.
don't think we have the pay grade to go to like super fancy places and sustain that for the next
feel
8
like there's-
days.
There's not a lot of fancy places here.
Yeah.
What's the speculators? Something's
speculators?
Speculators.
Glasses.
Speculators? You gonna commit to that?
Yeah.
Milo dies. The two people who have bonds at level 5 with
Yeah.
the crime.
It is a place where you could buy a map.
Oh, like a cartographer store.
You know, that might be helpful.
Yeah, we should go.
Your
Well, there's
understa-
also
Your understanding is that it's a place that like used to function because this was once sort of like a mining outpost.
Oh, I get it. All right, so yeah, we could go there. or
That
we
is
could
not
go
a tavern at all.
Okay, so we could go there for a map, or we could go to the Jacanoran cartographer,
Mhm.
cartographer, I think it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, but-
Take
They-
1d4 psychic damage.
Never.
If your intelligence is low enough, you don't take damage from psychic damage.
Is the Weary Crodlu another bar?
Yeah.
Let's go there.
That one sounds like fun, actually. Yeah, no. I'm
Yeah,
down
it's
for
like
that.
across the street. It was like fuck
we
this
just
guy.
go across the street. Fuck it, we'll take our business elsewhere.
Go to the next shitty bar we find. We don't need you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what happens when you get thrown out of one bar. You go across the street to the next one.
Yeah, exactly.
But I will say that like the Wary Crodlu is not like it's not like a bar and inn. It's like an open air kind of bar.
Oh,
Beer card.
yeah. So, all right.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, fuck it. Let's go there.
Okay.
Unless anyone wants to do something cooler.
Nope.
All right, we're going to the Weary Crodlu.
So you guys head on over to the Weary Crodlu, and you can see that it's a sort of open air tavern. There's people that are sitting under this like massive kind of cover, this sort of large shade that of which is like this sort of stone slab that's held up by various sort of support beams. You can see that that there's a sort of bar kind of thing that's set up in the back. Where there's these big, heavy ceramic tables, probably intentionally heavy so people don't steal them, kind of situation.
Good business sense. Exactly.
Yep.
Yeah. And you can see that like that there's like these sort of like the actual like bar itself is sort of decorated with these fangs and claws from all these kinds of creatures, that of which must have been from the wastes, right? And you can see sitting around the tables, lots of people are drinking, of course, but there's also a lot of smoking going on, and like sort of under the overhang, there's sort of this cloud that's sort of captured in it whenever you enter in.
Start sucking up that second hand.
You see that behind the bar there's a large man with a shaved head. He's human. He's got a heavy brown mustache that covers most of his mouth, and he's got like this sort of he's missing an eye and has this polished sort of smooth sort of stone sort of like stuck in his socket. And he has like the other eye is brown, and he's wearing like a simple sort of tunic with a turban. And he's got like from along the eye, he's got this massive scar, that of which is along his face. And you can see that he's sort of wandering around helping people and like giving drinks and stuff. But you notice that his left hand, as he moves it around, his left hand seems to be paralyzed. He doesn't move it. He moves his arm around and gestures and stuff, but his hand is always just stuck.
Limp.
Yeah.
Well, I guess we get a table.
Good for a booth.
I was
Right.
waiting for the booze there, but they didn't happen.
I'm
That's
not.
right, because it was such
Turn.
such a good one.
Milo into a slime monster.
Okay. Milo,
Alright.
roll con and roll well. So you guys grab a seat. A man approaches you. You can see he's sort of simply dressed. He says, "Excuse me, can I get you something to drink? Perhaps something to smoke?"
I'll have something to drink. What have you got?
He says, "We've got a simple sort of grain ale. If that would be interesting to you. It's very popular.
Sure.
I'll have one as well.
That'll be.
I'll have a reason.
We
Milo,
don't.
they don't have those.
We don't have. I'll get you a grain ale as well. So,
Next time, buddy. Next time. It'll be fine.
2 bits each. Which is very cheap.
Yeah.
And as
Yeah, it is.
I remember our first bar and trying to stay there for the night. It was rough.
Yeah.
This is a lot of money.
Yeah.
and as you guys are brought these drinks and take a sip, you realize why it is cheap. There's still bits of grain actually in the drink itself.
Classy.
Right.
Interesting texture.
Classy as fuck.
Yeah. And it's
It's like
not
sediment in wine.
it's not quite it's the tannins basically. It's not
Can you
quite
aerate it?
it's not quite you can.
God damn.
It's not quite as strong or as tasty as anything you've had in the Porter's Reason. But yeah, it'll do. And you can
It'll
see,
get us drunk.
I mean, if you keep drinking, it helps. Yeah, and you can see that this barman seems to be much merrier. He seems to be, joking with people who wander
Not
in.
press.
He occasionally pats him on the shoulder with his limp left hand.
Ugh. Oh, ah!
You probably didn't murder someone to get this bar.
I don't like this.
Probably.
Yeah,
Probably.
it's too
This
friendly.
doesn't feel right.
It doesn't feel like home.
Oh.
Well, we can go back as soon as that crowd clears out. Can we see the other bar from where we're sitting?
Yes.
Yeah. No, I'm just gonna be watching the whole time. It's like,
Yeah, just pining for it.
dark fucking bar.
No, I have learned that, like, in a D&D game, the way to upset the party the most is to have, like, a monster attack the bar.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
I've seen that happen in a game before.
Mm-hmm.
It was
I've
rough.
experienced it. It's not good.
Death Knight throws a
Um,
fireball in the bar. Nobody's happy.
We're not doing that.
Right. So we're going to do this job for the city, which is good.
Yes.
Perhaps.
I don't feel like we even had much of a choice to refuse it.
Neither do I.
It
It's
would
a
have
good
been.
cause.
For the trade guilds, though, he said that was his main motivation.
It's for the
But
city.
the city is all funded. Everywhere we go, except maybe Reason. Do we know if the Reason is affiliated with anything?
Have you made any effort to discover this?
No.
I made like a
No.
lack of effort.
Okay, then no, you don't know.
Like I was just wondering, like I couldn't even read a sign that would say it. I just wondered if there's like a big symbol of some
No,
house
there's-
somewhere.
Not
Oh.
on the Porter's Reason.
Okay. Oh wait, independent. That's why we like it.
That's because Crescent just murders anyone who.
For the people!
The People's Bar. All right. But yes, most of the city is funded and controlled by the trade houses. Without them, no more city.
Yeah. I'm just not a fan of getting involved with this stuff. That's what I tried to get out of Gulg from.
Well, that's fair, but there's not a lot of work outside of getting involved with stuff.
Except for Thanik. He just works for the people.
I don't know if that's true anymore, actually.
Yeah, Milo friend, I think Thanik works for higher powers than just
Yeah.
the people.
Faldir helped me come to that realization as well.
But he said he worked for the people.
Yes. Sometimes
Right,
people
and-
say things that aren't true.
Thanik's our friend.
You know, I think that part might be genuine, but I don't know. I was gonna talk to him tonight. Hopefully, we get back into our bar so that I can. Either that or we ambush him in the streets. I don't know.
We just lurk outside.
Hey, Thanik!
Like friends do.
Thank
Who do you work for?
No, but seriously though.
Right. Well, then it seems we can't help but get involved.
Yes. I will have to talk to Lady Anika and find out when this job was going to be and whether or not we'll still be able to do it. She probably won't be happy.
I mean, was she happy that we didn't do the first job for her?
She didn't actually mention it, now that I think about it.
I feel like you're not allowed to be happy if you run a trade house.
Probably a fair point.
Lord Waver didn't seem like a happy man.
No.
For this journey, perhaps we get a pack animal.
Might not be a bad idea. It's going to be, what, 12 days worth of travel total?
Yeah, about.
Yes.
Yes, I came to the same number.
Did you, Milo?
Did you use your bricks to count it?
He sets bricks down on the
That's
table.
it, gonna be
1
5.
day.
Gonna be 5 days
day.
still.
Still 5.
Still just 5 days. That's
Rearranges them. The same. Still 5.
This abacus is broken!
just 5 days. Be bad. Yes, it's we'll need more rations for the creature, but we can carry more. Also, Feldir, if we can take the kites, if we take the kite off of a bug, then we can sell it to the kiteers.
Oh.
What?
Yeah. Did they give you, like, an amount as to how much it would be worth?
Part of a shield.
Yeah,
Right.
they pretty much told him that we would discuss it.
Well, then we definitely would want a pack animal because they tend. Giant shells from bugs tend to not be light.
Just
That's
the
what we have
head.
Milo for.
I sort of swat Tasik and poof him out of the chair.
just monk punch.
Yeah,
Shasta hasn't
Focus your
found-
key and just BAM!
It's intended to be a
Tasik
playful
just-
slap, and I knock him out of his chair.
Yeah. It's form
Tasik
6.
just looks up with the fear of God in his eyes, just.
Sure.
I'm like, what? Get back in your chair.
Damn.
I'm alright, I wanted to stand anyways.
Okay, good.
Right then. So,
Yes, well, we should wait until we're ready to go. So we don't have to feed it.
Yeah.
Till then.
Oh. Can we sleep here? Does that this place looks
just
like
curl up on the table.
I know this place doesn't look like it has places to sleep.
No, we'll sleep in our beds.
So, like, what time is it right now? Are we like getting close to evening? Where is the sun?
Yeah, we were talking really slow.
Where's the sun?
It's a long time to walk here, Dennis. I don't know if you realized.
It's 50 meters. It's
we walked like real slow. We did look.
you looked
We
back
actually went all the
longingly.
way around the city
Then
and realized it was right across the
We
street.
were kicked out of the border, and we're just like, but
We did the Reservoir Dogs walk, but like the rest of the world was in normal time.
No, you guys were walking away and just kept looking back.
Yep.
Oh, well, not the recorded one.
Just heartbroken.
Oh my god, bad recorder covers is my favorite thing.
So-
They try so hard.
Anyway, so no, I will say that a couple hours have passed. It's probably you guys angrily just stare at your bar, your awful bar,
But it's ours.
but it's listen. There's no doubt about that. And while you guys are waiting, you see, actually coming out of y'all's bar and then making sort of like wandering around before finally seeing you guys, Thanik. He kind of wanders over to you guys and grabs a seat, kind of looking around. Place is awful.
Yeah, I agree.
Yes, it's not certainly not as good as home.
It's shit.
What are you?
Well put.
What are you all doing? I heard you guys spoke with that cricket.
Yes,
The
the
lackey.
one whose name is today Cricket. Yes, we talked to him.
Milo, Milo,
That's not how that.
Milo, that wasn't cup, buddy.
I know, but I mean, did they not all? Is that not?
No.
No, that's racist.
No.
You find out.
That is horribly racist.
No, but
Like
then
you
you find
said,
out that
like
they
we're-
actually do all do that. That's how this ends. Is you guys find out they actually do all change their names every day.
I thought it was just like a Thrakeen thing. I didn't know.
What are you? I don't understand. What are you talking about?
Don't worry about that. It's fine.
It's
Listen,
Yes,
I-
we spoke to him and he gave us a task, and we accepted it. And then we got kicked out of our bar.
Why are you?
but it's okay. Thanik is for the people,
You're working for the Lord.
for the people of Alterac.
You think he gives a whit about the people?
Nope.
What was the task? What did he want you to do?
We were going to kill the leader of gnolls who are resurrecting dead gnolls outside the city and attacking caravans.
They have a defiler.
He leans back and rolls his eyes. He says, "He wants you to clear the road to Tyr."
Yes.
The villain's name is Tulrog Snaggletooth, I think.
Damn it.
Turog.
Turok
Says-
Broken Fang.
Yes.
He says, do you know why he wants the road clear to Tyr?
So that the Null are not eating people.
So the trade guilds have a clear road. He said something about that.
He shakes his head. Not just any trade guild. For Dawn. You know what they've been up to?
No.
Nope.
Otherwise, we would have had some insight before we accepted this task.
I know the GM has to give PCs just to give you information because he knows you will not seek it.
No.
He says,
Here's the spoon.
Yeah, look, a plot point comes to you.
I would like you all to meet the newest character. His name is Spoon.
Here comes the storyline.
This is right green, right?
Yes. He says, for Dawn's been shipping slaves, any they can get their hands on north to Tyr.
Wait, what's the name of this house? I can't.
Vordon.
Vordon. Okay, I thought you were just saying Dawn, and I was like, that is not one of the options.
Zordon.
With that in mind, we will
Tyrannosaurus.
comfortably knock that down on the priority list.
Whoa.
Way down.
He says they're building some sort of
Way down.
they're enslaving them. They used to send them to, I don't know, whatever Sorcerer Kings do, but there's some sort of monument this Calic has been building to himself, and so they're hiring any slave they can get their hands on. They're buying out everywhere. It was I mean, you guys saw the arena fight, right? There's
Yes.
hardly any gladiators at all. Half of it has to be monster fights.
I hadn't made that connection, actually. Alright, well. Doesn't help our reputation much, but.
That you're clearing the road for slavers?
No, in the sense of we won't be clearing the road for slavers. I don't know how we can get the word out that we don't intend to take that job, but if you have something you can do, I would appreciate it.
I have my ways.
One other thing I actually wanted to talk to you about, Thanik.
Sure! What do you need?
I spoke with Lady Anika at the arena fight.
Man,
Yeah,
you're
but-
making all kinds of great friends lately, aren't you?
Yes, she wanted us to take a job going on a caravan to protect it. But she did ask me the most curious question as to who was hiring us for these jobs that we've been getting paid for.
The people.
Milo nods
see.
emphatically. Oh, what I told him.
I was just, we're friends. We're friends here. I just wanted to get that across. Could you be more specific about the people?
Which people?
Yes, if they had names, what would those be? For instance.
Friend.
For example.
If someone were to have a name.
Good delivery.
Yep, I thought it was pretty clever.
Yeah.
Nail.
Bard. Charisma.
I'm
Through the
I'm
roof.
sure I won't get an air horn for that, but it's fine.
No, you don't deserve it.
Yep, there it is.
But, he says, listen, I don't know if you've noticed, but everyone here is kind of under the thumb of someone else. Specifically, these trade houses operating out of Balak and Uruk, Tyr. Hell, even the Lord himself has got heavy influences with. And he kind of scoots forward a little bit, and you can see him look over towards the bartender, and back towards you guys, towards House Wavir. He says, the people who have to live here are the ones who have to deal with this. Think there aren't people who aren't happy about that? People who need to take care of the problems themselves?
I'm not saying that that's not possible. It's probably. But
A lot of these people can't afford the funding that
Yeah.
we've been getting.
you have been giving us an awful lot of money, and I find it curious.
He says, that's where you're wrong. One of these people can't afford the funding. A lot can.
And how do you make contact?
He smiles, and he's like, what can I say? I know how to make friends. I know how to talk to someone. I'm a man of the people, not of... What's up?
Can I go out on a limb and roll some insight here?
What are you trying to incite?
Whether or not he's being truthful.
Okay, sure.
Just
I
feel
like.
like it.
I liked the.
Okay. 1 second. Let me roll his persuasion. Or deception.
Uh-oh.
Whatever the case may be.
Plus 14.
Alright, I
Yeah.
will tell you what what you can kind of intuit.
Insight.
Right? Roll me another insight.
Uh-oh.
Insight within insight.
Yes.
Mm.
Insighttion.
Insight.
One moment, please. Thank you. Okay. So this is what you get.
Gotcha.
Okay. He says, listen. There's, there are those who wish to take care of, you know, not some lord off and some trade lord off in Tyr or some, you know, some bitch off in Balak or whatever. There are those who are concerned with here and now. This isn't just a way station. It's where some stay. He says.
I reach over and stop Milo's head nodding.
Okay.
I smack all
bobblehead.
here.
Total bobblehead.
Murder Faldi.
Appropriate.
He says, so yeah, that's what he says. And he says,
I just wanted to, see if you could tell us who, since I extended the courtesy of not telling Lady Unica who is hiring us. Because I feel like that might make things difficult for you if she knew that.
he tilts his head, and he says,
Milo tilts his head and looks at Valdir.
I look at both of them and I'm just like,
There's a lot of head tilting.
yeah, I'm just like, hey, we
Strauss
doing this
just
now?
looks
Is this
at
a thing?
everyone super
he
confused.
says, Faldi,
Classic walks to the bar and gets another drink.
Faldi, why didn't you give up my name the first time?
Because I don't trust Lady Anika either.
He says, well, maybe. I don't trust those who work for her either.
That's fair.
I like to think that you didn't give up her name because you did not want to give up your friend.
I did say we are friends then.
He says, I am the same. I'm a friend of the people, Faldir.
I understand.
I will not give up the people's names. I think you underestimate how dangerous Anika is.
Potentially, I suppose. I do think she is quite dangerous.
He says, I think you underestimate exactly how dangerous these trade houses can be. He says,
Pathetic.
the wastes aren't the only place where death stalks. He nods. Be careful, even in town.
Yes. Especially if we're going to be pissing off Lord of Alteruk. Probably in our best interests to be, full.
He nods. Says, probably. But don't worry. I'll make sure you're right with the people. I'll spread the word. I'll tell them you spit in the Lord's eye. That you do what's right. You don't work for slavers. You don't clear their roads. You don't do their bidding. He says, you're
Good.
for the people.
Maybe tone that back just a hair.
No!
He says,
Classic stands up
The
and
bastions for the
"No,
people."
Fuck the Lord.
he says, and I'll tell you what. When you come inside, first drink, put it on my tab.
Oh, Chris,
Yeah!
Can it be a reason?
Let's go! For the
Yeah,
people!
can we all just jump up and walk over to
Yay!
Yeah, Vanek guides us in. Is just like,
Yeah, I take whatever shitty ale water is left and I
throw
smash
it.
it.
Ah,
Opa!
this is
I
shit.
hate this drink. No more.
Yeah.
He
Fuck
says-
this bar.
Fuck the
He
Lord.
says, "Now listen."
the whole time as we walk out. Yep.
Yeah.
And as you guys start walking towards the bar, he says, "Now listen. If you guys are interested, I have a job."
What should we do with Anik?
Well, this might actually work out. I need you to head out of the city. You can take the northern gate.
Mhm.
But instead of heading north along the road, head hard west. It'll move you along the mountains. He says, there. He says, there's a abandoned mine there. Something that used to support the city. But it was overrun. He says, do you know what hedgekin are?
I feel like we're about to.
Wait, are they the bush
You're like, by
people?
picking the word apart, I could probably
Are they the
determine.
bush people?
The bush.
Like- They look like plants and then they go ah, and they're people.
Not how
I don't
would
know.
work.
There were some bush people near where the berries.
Thanik, I know what a hedgekin is, but my comrades don't. Could you please?
Thanik is
Please.
losing just a ton of faith that he previously held. And you find folks.
It just goes. No, actually, never mind.
Never mind. I don't have work for you.
Yeah, sorry.
Go work for one of the trade
Yeah,
houses.
Fuck it,
do
you
the
know
It'll
slave
be
what,
trade
better
or
for
whatever.
everyone.
It's probably
People
best.
don't want you anymore.
It's probably best. Says he says hedgekin are these foul monsters. They live in the earth itself. Some say they were made by sorcerer kings. Others say they're part of the land. He says they're these brown monstrosities with snarling teeth and psionic abilities that of which are part of who they are. They
Hey, what's wrong with looking brown?
not like a more earthy kind of. I mean, do you want the job? Listen,
Yes.
Yeah,
We'll do it.
yeah.
if we're going to ever separate ourselves from these trade houses, from their influence and from the effective pull of those tyrannical as the sorcerer kings themselves, we need to establish a way to build an economy outside of that dependence,
Like a trade house for the people.
like a city for the people.
Like a city for the. Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
I just look
Yes,
at him.
we'll
I'm like,
take the job.
no. I look at him and send a message. Was it though?
I sent a message now.
It's just
Not my finest moment.
Yeah, we'll do it, Thanik.
He says, if you can clear out this mine, we're looking at. He kind of thinks for a moment and he says, could probably round up about 800 ceramic pieces.
Oh, wow.
It's important.
Why?
I literally just told you.
Because it will improve. It would allow us to
Fair.
rebuild an economy outside of the
Yeah.
trade houses.
Yeah.
But what about inflation?
Okay, guys,
Kidding,
come on.
kidding. That was a joke.
Jesus
I
Christ,
gently
guys,
pat
come
Vanek
on.
on the head as he attempts to.
It's for the city company. We'll do it.
Echo money.
Good. And you guys make it to the to the porter's reason. Thanik slings the doors open.
You back, bitches.
And says, "Behold, I bring to you adventurers who not only spit in the eye of death, but to the Lord himself. I tell you, they answer to no man, not even if he were a sorcerer king, I say. The Sundered Blade have turned aside the cause of House Blondo, and they answer to aid the people, to give them strength and hope, and soon, freedom!" And there's a cheer that goes through the tavern, as people seem to kind of be buying into it, and they start asking questions about what's going on, those who didn't cheer and stuff, and Thanik is telling the story, and he's like, "I tell you right now, the bug ran so fast it would blow your mind. You wouldn't believe it. I saw a cloud of sand behind him." And this sort of thing.
Yeah.
Fuck bugs.
Yeah, fuck the rest in Blonde go.
So yeah, so what do you guys do during this time?
Tressa doesn't say shit. She's hiding behind Milo.
Yeah. I mean, I need to go do that meeting for my weapon, but at the same time, I also feel like I need to call a party meeting, because there's some issues here.
Fuck the Lord! Fuck the Lord! Fuck every trade house! Fuck Anika!
That's also a problem.
Yeah!
Yeah. Can we have a word for a moment or two? Everyone?
Yeah, but where?
Yeah, I'm also counting.
Is it possible, like, is there a place in this bar where there aren't shit tons of people around?
We could retire to my private quarters.
I mean,
share with Strasser.
yeah, you guys
With the
can
crunchy.
Yeah, you
some
guys
of us
can
will
sit-
have to. Some of us will have to stand on the
Yeah,
bed.
I mean, like, in the bar itself, like, there's a lot of people, and you guys are kind of, like, now that Thanik's kind of riling up people, like, you guys are kind of the talk of the bar, right? People are patting you on the shoulder and buying
Gotcha.
you free drinks and this sort of thing.
Gotcha. Okay.
Did
So
they
we
get
should-
us a
we
reason?
should go upstairs.
Yeah, let's go upstairs and have a talk real quick, guys.
Can we bring our drinks?
I would assume it's a low-key enough bar that they don't care, right?
Yes.
Well, I was asking Milo and Strasser. Because what if they like to keep a clean room?
I don't.
Take off your shoes before you go in. But yeah,
Okay.
It's a place, it's a group of people who none of
Milo
you have
doesn't
ever
even
been.
wear shoes. He did.
Yeah, he wants to keep the floor really clean.
That's right. Super clean. Yeah. All right.
Well, I just
So-
look expectantly at Baldur.
I'm beginning to really question Thanik's motives at this point.
It's for the people.
Is it? Is it though?
You always say that. Every time I respond with these for the people, you say, "Is he or they or?" Yeah.
Clearing
you
out
said
a
it-
mine doesn't seem like it's for the people.
Well, my concern. He had this whole explanation about the economy and whatnot, but the mine was abandoned in the first place. So how do we know there's even anything down there of value? Like,
My concern.
it doesn't seem to me that if there were value down there, the trade houses and/or the lords would not have already wiped out whatever these creatures are.
I honestly understand where Faldyr's coming from. He's starting to sound more and more like one of the people that runs the trade houses, that has an ulterior motive. After meeting with Lady Anika, I understand that.
I think he says for the people because it's more appealing, not
Yeah.
because that's his true motive.
Right. Did you notice anything off about him, Faldyr?
I didn't. He just seemed very evasive about everything he was saying. I feel like if he were honest with us, I mean, even if I would be fine working with him if he was with the trade house, as long as he told us that's what he was doing. But the fact that he doesn't even want to tell us who he works for, that seems to speak volumes.
For the people.
Not for the people.
Yeah, like at one point he effectively likened telling us who he was working for to us telling Lady Anika. So either he has a way higher opinion of us, or there's something